This day in sports history. It's June 5th, and with the Stanley Cup Finals getting underway last night, let's go back to what happened on this day in 2006, when the Stanley Cup Finals opened with a wild Game 1 finish. The 2006 Stanley Cup Finals featured the Carolina Hurricanes and the Edmonton Oilers. This would turn out to be a fantastic 7-game series with Game 1 setting the tone. The Canes had the home ice advantage in the series, and so they were at home at the RBC Center for the first 2 games. The Oilers built a 3-goal lead, though, after Fernando Pisani scored in the first, followed by Chris Pronger's penalty shot goal in the second period, which, by the way, was the first ever penalty shot goal in a Stanley Cup Finals game. And then Ethan Moreau silenced the RBC crowd with a late second period goal. The Canes finally got on the board with a Rod Brind'Amour goal before the period ended to breathe a little life back into Carolina. Then it was Ray Whitney scoring a pair in the third period to tie it up. And then with the Oilers on a power play, the Canes took the lead on this shorthanded goal.
Out front it comes, broken up. Stopped at the line and had put away. It's Williams. In. Scores! Justin Williams, a breakaway, a shorthanded goal, and the Hurricanes are ahead for the first time.
Edmonton got another man advantage on a Carolina penalty a few minutes later and scored on the power play to even it back up at 4. And that is when the craziness started. First, starting Edmonton goalie Dwayne Rollason took a hard lick.
Up over the line he goes, a nice pass, gets in there, and Ladd is nailed, and a penalty's going to be called.
And Rollason got nailed too, as Ladd was run into the net by Bergeron, and Rollason's on his stomach in the crease.
That collision not only ended Rollason's night, he missed the rest of the Stanley Cup Finals. So with less than 6 to play in the third period, the Oilers had to go to backup goalie Ty Conklin. Now, you have to wonder, if Rollason had not gotten injured, would the miscommunication that happened next have happened at all? In the final minute of the period, the puck was dumped into the Canes' offensive zone. Conklin controlled it behind his net, and with Rod Brind'Amour bearing down on him, he blindly flicked it behind him, anticipating that a teammate would be in the corner. Instead, his guy was a lot closer than that, and it turned disastrous for Edmonton.
40 seconds left in regulation. Oilers slowly coming back. They have them all empty net. Oh my goodness! A giveaway, and Brind'Amour had the empty net.
Brindy, of course, showing some high hockey IQ, kept skating on the play and turned the mistake into the go-ahead goal. The Oilers, though, still had time, and they would use every second of it trying to find the equalizer. Cam Ward was a rookie in 2006, but he played at a level more like a 5 or 10-year vet with tons of playoff experience, not only in this game, but the entire series. He had been close to brilliant so far in this one, and he built a brick wall in the final 15 seconds.
Shot in there. Hemsky, oh, what a great move. Look out. He's coming in. It's right on. And the rebound is grabbed behind the net. Hemsky got it in front. Hemsky again. Shot. Stop. Shot. Miss shot. Oh, my goodness. 3.8 seconds remaining. And Cam Ward does it again. Unbelievable.
Ward made 34 saves, including 2 huge glove saves in the third period to preserve the win in Game 1. It was a game that had a little bit of everything, and I'll talk more about this series in a few days. This episode is brought to you by the Sterling Soap Company. Sterling Soap is 100% natural, and with a variety of bath soaps, shave soaps, beard balm, lotions, cologne, and many more personal care products in a large variety of scents, you're sure to find something that's perfect for you or that special someone in your life. Check them out at sterlingsoap.com. On this day in 1977, it was Bill Walton and the surprising Portland Trail Blazers pulling off something that had never been done before. This was Game 6 of the NBA Finals. The Blazers were playing the Philadelphia 76ers, two teams with contrasting styles. Philly was high-octane, up and down the floor, playing way above the rim. World B. Free said their pregame shoot-around was must-watch TV.
People used to get mad, and this is no lie. People used to get mad when they missed our layup line before the game. This is warm-ups before the games. We had dunks. You see how these guys got the dunks for halftime now and the champion slam dunks? They couldn't touch the dunks we were doing back then. We were doing some crazy things.
Portland, on the other hand, was a little more traditional, coached in fundamental basketball by Dr. Jack Ramsey. The team was blessed with great passers at every spot on the floor, and those great passers knew how to get it to the Blazers' dynamic duo of Maurice Lucas and Bill Walton. For basketball purists, Portland's style represented the way the game should be played, and there was a lot riding on this series, according to them. Here's the Boston Globe's Bob Ryan talking about it.
I thought this was a moral war of a team that played the game right against a team that represented every evil that we then knew possible in sport. Portland, with the Sir Galahads, Walton, all these guys cutting off Walton, Dr. Jack Ramsey orchestrating this thing. I thought it was essential that Portland win to save Western civilization.
But it appeared to those purists that we were all teetering on the brink of collapse after the Sixers had taken games 1 and 2. But the Blazers fought back to win the next 3, and so the series shifted back east for Game 6. And just like in the 3 games that Portland had won, there was not much of an answer for Bill Walton in this game.
Walton on the lob. Oh, he got it in! Bill Walton got it in! Torczyk and Gross. What a sequence for the Blazers! Walton again, twice at the basket. I can't believe that first play.
He scored 20, pulled down 23 rebounds, and blocked an NBA Finals record 8 shots while handing out 7 assists. With 6 minutes to play, Portland led by a dozen. But the 76ers did have the doctor and Lloyd World B. Free, and they were able to cut the deficit down to 3 with 50 seconds to play. But they just couldn't find the buckets they needed to tie it up or win it.
Here we go, the inbound and again it. Drive, stop, pump, shoot, short, no good, and the game is over! The Portland Trailblazers have won the World Championship.
Portland won 109-107, taking the series in 6 games and becoming the first NBA team to come back from an 0-2 deficit in the series to win it. Julius had 40 points in the losing effort. Blazer Mania was in full force during the series and continued for years to come. Portland's love of the Blazers equated into an NBA record 809 consecutive sellouts at the old Memorial Coliseum. From there, let's skip ahead to 1991 and one of those iconic Michael Jordan moves. In fact, to quote Marv Albert, it was a spectacular move. This was Game 2 of the NBA Finals. The Bulls were hoping to tie up the series after Jordan's former Tar Heel teammate Sam Perkins buried the game winner in Game 1 to give LA the 2-point win. In this one, the Bulls put some space between themselves and the Lakers in the third quarter. Now in the fourth, the Bulls were up 14 with under 8 to play.
He's now 1 for 9. The look away to Livingston. Jordan. Oh, a spectacular move by Michael Jordan. That's 13 consecutive field goals.
It was mesmerizing. And then it just left you with more questions like, how did he, where, what did he just, why did he do that?
Say what?
Well, MJ explained his gravity-defying maneuver after the game.
I saw a clear lane to the basket, so I was going to dunk the ball. But then I saw long-arm Sam Perkins there, and I exposed the ball, and I felt that he was going to go up and try to block it. And it was just instincts to change it. And I changed it to my left hand and was able to get it off.
And of course, it even left the guys who got to watch Jordan play every night at a loss of what they just witnessed.
Unbelievable! That'll make every highlight film for the next 10 years.
I'll tell you what, I'm not kidding around. I think I've seen everything in basketball. But what he just did then is the most fantastic shot that I have ever seen. And, I've seen some guys, Harlem Globetrotters and guys with low baskets and everything else. I mean, this is in the World's Championship game.
The Bulls won Game 2, 107-86, and Jordan finished with 33. On this day in 1987, there was a dramatic comeback in the College World Series. The College World Series is a double elimination format, so if you lose one, you drop into a loser's bracket, lose again, you go home. Well, this was one of those elimination games. It was Stanford and LSU at Rosenblatt Stadium in Omaha, Nebraska. The game was tied at 2 at the end of the 9th inning. In the 10th, the Tigers, as the visiting team, scratched for 3 runs, with Craig Faulkner seemingly the hero, lining a 2-out pitch with the bases loaded to the wall to score the 3. Trailing 5-2 with 2 outs and none on in the bottom half, the Cardinals were finally able to get base runners with a couple of walks. LSU coach Skip Bertman then brought on freshman Ben McDonald in relief. He hit the first batter he faced to load the bases. That brought up freshman Paul Carey. Carey was 0 for 3 in the game, hitting only .200 in the College World Series at this point, and he'd had only 1 RBI. With the count 1-1, McDonald grooved a fastball that Carey connected on and sent it over the left field wall for the grand slam walk-off home run to send the Cardinal on and sent the Tigers packing. It put Stanford back on the path to the national championship that they would soon win. On this day, a century ago, it was golf's U.S. Open being played in Worcester, Mass. This was a playoff between Bobby Jones and Scotland's Willie McFarlane. Now, back then, and in fact for another 5 decades, they did not play a sudden death playoff. They played full rounds. The two played 18 in the morning, but they were still tied. So, they played another 18 in the afternoon. The golfers came to the 36th hole still tied. Jones' approach to the green wound up in a greenside bunker. After failing to get up and down for par, McFarlane tapped in for his 4 to win the 1925 U.S. Open by 1 shot. The fact that there was even a playoff was due to Jones' honesty. During the first round, Jones had called a 1-shot penalty on himself after the ball moved in the rough when he addressed it. Now, nobody but him saw it, and nobody would have known if he had not said a thing. The 1-shot penalty he added to his score eventually led to the tie and the 36-hole playoff. When lauded by the press for his honesty, Jones replied, "You may as well praise me for not robbing a bank." And time now for today's That's Got Nothing to Do with Sports fun fact. President Teddy Roosevelt enjoyed boxing so much, he continued to spar with his aides in the White House. During one such sparring match, Roosevelt took a shot to the face that damaged blood vessels in his left eye that led to a detached retina and eventually to permanent impaired vision. This has been an original Thrive Suite production.